with On My Mind. It's on Nation FM 96.3. This is where good music lives. How you doing? 25 minutes past 4. In case you're joining us right now, the conversation is tech for financial freedom. If you're having trouble saving, if you're having trouble, becoming financially literate, this is the conversation for you. Turn up that volume, all right, and listen to Samuel Njuguna and I have that conversation. He's a co-founder and CEO of Chums. Samuel, great to have you here. Now, we've talked about saving and all that in the first part of the interview. Now let's delve deep into some of the tools that can help you to do exactly this. Some of the tools that can you can keep track of your income, expenses, investments, but most importantly, where the tool that can help you to start saving. Walk me through that.
So first of all is say it all boils down to what's your key transaction platform.
Mm-hmm.
So in a case in point, if you are very heavy on transacting through banks,
Mm-hmm.
you can always ask for your statements.
Okay.
There are tools you can use to convert that into an Excel file.
Mm-hmm.
And the very basic Excel
Mm-hmm.
has always been a very powerful tool in guiding you in analyzing how you're spending.
Okay.
So the other bit is on we can't always. I think one of the key things people need to know is also having a bit of financial literacy around budgeting.
Yes.
So there are various forms of budgeting that you need to consider.
Mm-hmm.
For example, there's one called anti-budget.
All right.
For people who really struggle on, I think the classic model has always been see what your expenses are,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, see what you can allocate to savings.
Mm-hmm.
So anti-budget does the reverse.
Mm-hmm.
So whereby the moment you get your money,
Yes.
the first thing you do is just allocate some of the money to your savings.
Okay.
And then, one of the things I always say is people forget how easy, a person can adapt.
Mm-hmm.
So with the balance you have, you'll
Yes.
see how you'll adapt your lifestyle.
That's right.
If you're having that chicken worth 1,000
Uh-huh.
every now and then,
Yes.
you'll cut that to say 200.
Yes.
If you're spending in a lot of fuel, you'll see how you can balance that by taking a job and seeing
Mm-hmm.
whether you can reduce your cost.
It is a painful transition, but it's worth it. Yeah.
It's worth it. And you can the idea or the example I always give people.
Mm-hmm.
You remember there are days when you used to even survive on probably a quarter of what you have right now.
Mm-hmm.
The question is what happens? It's because as your money increases, your
Yes.
expenses also balloon.
That's
So
true.
doing the anti-budget forces you to do that.
Okay.
So that's
okay.
I would say it's a tool, but it's more on the knowledge space.
Mhm.
You understanding how to do that.
That's
Then
right.
obviously you have the other classic budgeting approaches.
Uh-huh.
There's one called the envelope. There are tools you can find that guide you on having an envelope approach.
Mm-hmm.
What that means is you bucket all your expenses
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like a physical envelope.
Mm-hmm.
The way you
mm-hmm,
go
mm-hmm.
pick one envelope and say this is money for rent.
Right.
You
Uh-huh.
put that envelope aside.
Yes.
Then you take another envelope, say this is money for transport.
Uh-huh.
And the idea is you don't end up in a scenario whereby one money from one envelope ends up eating into the other envelope.
Exactly.
So the envelopes also assist you in bucketing.
True.
And that's a very simple tool. It's something that you can easily do at home,
Yeah.
whereby you just get your own envelopes,
Mm-hmm.
place in the money, and you're able to separate it that way.
Right. Right.
The other bit obvious is on having tools that guide you on how to save and invest.
Okay.
So for example, some of the things again that Chums has done
Mm-hmm.
is whenever you spend, say, in a restaurant, the app asks you, would you like to save some of the balance?
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that plugin and the fact that it gets you at the point of expense
Yes.
and also a bit of guilt tripping you, it forces you
To save.
to
Yeah.
put money aside.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, you have the classic Excel whereby you analyze how you're spending, and even things like right now we are very big on
Mm-hmm.
even those mobile money statements. You
Yes.
can also scrap them, get an Excel out of them,
Okay.
and analyze how you're spending.
All right.
So the classic Excel is one key tool.
Uh-huh.
The question would be to what level of expertise you want to go in utilizing the tool, bucketing your expenses.
Yes.
You can see, if you're doing everything on mobile money statements, you can see even how you have been repaying your loans.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go as far as 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
1 month,
All right.
1 year.
Yes.
So it gives you a view of that. And with Excel, you can even generate graphs.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so-
Fantastic.
So the classic Excel,
Yes.
a bit of understanding on budgeting approaches,
Mm-hmm.
information or knowledge is a tool as well.
Yes.
So having the process of anti-budgeting and budgeting.
Okay.
And then you have the envelope model where you bucket all your expenses.
True.
And then now you have tools that assist you to spend based on how you are transacting.
Fantastic. You mentioned something very important, and it's information. And I'm just curious to know, are there like online courses or resources that you'd recommend for improving financial literacy? Are there like books? Are there like articles? Do you like write, stories in terms of articles that people could read and get some of this information from?
Yeah. So one of the greatest sources of knowledge is, if you ask, I always like the anecdote where people ask, how come teachers, despite the salary, people you always ask, how come teachers, so my mom is a teacher.
Yes.
How come she managed
Just make sure you don't get yourself in trouble.
Yes. How come my mom managed to, do all these things, take us to school.
Oh, yes.
And all that.
Yes.
How did she manage to plan her salary around everything and,
Yeah.
And the thing is, one key source of knowledge is, I think, people who are older than us, they have done the mistakes, they have corrected that, so you'd rather learn from them and see how you can correct your course.
That's true.
So that's one key source of knowledge, and I think people don't consider them much, but I feel it's a very key resource. The other thing is online courses. We have people like Centonomy.
Yeah.
Centonomy has been very big in educating people in our market about finances. It's a course you pay 2-3 months, and at least you have an understanding of how to handle your finances.
Right.
Then you have, for us, we have also partnered with an entity called Money Geek, which is very big on social media. So Money Geek, what they are doing is they are building financial content, literacy content. But the unique thing they're also working on is they are building content that is relatable.
Oh, okay.
So a case in point, if you go online just to about any platform, especially say from abroad,
yes,
the examples they give you, they'll tell you, so what do you do when you have 10 horses? Again, my cousin in the village probably has never seen a horse.
Yes.
But now if we relate that to things like goats or things that are relatable, the idea becomes more, it's better articulated and relatable.
Yes.
And knowledge and learning happens when there is a point of relatability.
Yes.
If I told you can be a doctor and you have never seen a doctor, it becomes, something that is far removed from reality.
Right.
Connect.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So and then obvious, the beauty of the digital platform TikTok. Again, TikTok is a double-edged sword. You can decide just to be consuming entertainment content. But the same tool, you can use it for learning.
That's right.
So there are a lot of people who are doing financial literacy there. I follow a lot. Same case with Facebook
and Instagram as well,
and Twitter and Instagram. Yes. There are people who can reference you around that. We have people like Just Ivy on Instagram who have been having Money Mondays. And,
yes.
And I think it has had a lot of impact. Yeah. So it's just a matter of also how you use the existing tools.
Exactly.
To lean towards the learning bit.
So you must also have the willingness, right?
Yeah.
You must have the willingness. You must do your research as well. And of course, it's just clearly the kind of content that you're consuming out here. There are plenty of people who talk about money and financial freedom. It's just you to show the interest and, of course, be part of these conversations. All right, we come back in just a bit, so you need to stay stuck. If you have any questions, as always, 0719038963 is the number. And most definitely, I'm giving out some 2,000 Kenya shillings. This is what you're supposed to be looking out for.
How well do you know your favorite celebrity?
Yes, in just a few minutes, I'll be back. And of course, as soon as you hear me talk about it, that's your time to call me on that number and provide the answer. In case you're joining us right now for the first time, I'm going to be giving out clues. You never know. You could be lucky and walk away with this 2,000 Kenya shillings today. Joe Boy is coming through with celebrations. Also on the